Thanks for stopping by Casks-n-Que, where whiskey and barbecue meet. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd, and as usual, I have with me my friend Henry Turner.
Hey!
This is the sixth and final installment of our Blanton series, and today we're going to roll with Straight from the Barrel.
Oh, baby.
So Henry, thanks again for bringing by this bottle.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell us how you got it and just kind of an overview?
And just talking about this bottle, I will definitely say one of my good friends in the whiskey community, Mr. George Shanley, he's no longer in Central Arkansas. He's up in Indiana. But honestly, he used to be one of my really close neighbors. He lived about a half mile away from me. It didn't know it until we started, talking online, and we ended up doing some bottle exchanges, and came to become what I would definitely say is a friend. I've met his family, met his kids, and we hang out whenever we can when he's in town, and I'm trying to go see him when I go up to Cincinnati. So it's just a cool thing that happens in Central Arkansas with our entire whiskey community. So I worked out a trade with him for this particular bottle. The equivalent of the trade was about $325. And I will tell you, we haven't tried this and I haven't drank this in a little while. Worth every penny. So I have no regrets or regrets about getting this particular bottle for that price, because number one, it's the top of the line for the standard releases of Blanton's. Yeah. And you're talking about the proof on this thing is pretty astounding, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Yep. Well, let's go ahead and give it a pour. Henry's off camera. He's going to help me with this color, but we talked about like a brown sugar, molasses.
Dark, beautiful, rich. Still has a tiny red hint to it when I come from this angle, just a little bit in there, but everything and all good things that come from a Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's a lot more concentrated, no water added. Okay, well, let's nose it, taste it, talk about it. Henry, thank you.
Oh, hey, thank you for having me.
Yep.
Any excuse to drink from this at any given time, I'm totally for it.
Me too. Lots of viscosity there. Oh my Lord.
Straight Rick House.
Oh, straight Rick House. It's like you're living inside the damn barrel.
Like they took a barrel, left a little whiskey in there, but then like built a little pallet for you to sleep on and put a bed, and like you're surrounded by that deliciousness. Yeah. And that's where you want to be. You just want to sleep there, and that's where you reside for the rest of your life.
Oh man!
Somebody should think about doing that. Can we get like an Airbnb in the Rick houses? That would be kind of cool.
Can you get a barrel?
Yeah.
Make it big enough. Put a bunch of whiskey in it. Age it. Drain it. Pour it out.
Barrel beds.
I want to sleep in that. Put a cot in there or something.
I think we got the next big thing that's going to hit Kentucky, right? In Indiana. Barrel beds.
Barrel beds. Somebody take that, because I don't have any capital to start that.
Or we could do a Kickstarter for that, right?
Oh, right. Crowdfunding.
Yeah. Oh, man. And look here, now I'm getting, after I get past that blast of just oak influence and Rick House.
I don't want to drink this. It's too...
Oh, man, that is pure, unadulterated brown sugar. That's what that is.
That's heaven in a glass.
That is just strong. That is everything. All right, I can dig deep and get a little bit of that grape Kool-Aid, that ultra sweetness from Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
But you got to go far. The complexity on the nose, definitely complex on the nose.
I don't, in the other bottles I've gotten, I think on almost all of them, I got a citrus note, but not this at all. To me, there's no citrus. There's no orange peel. This is just straight up badass. Burnt brown sugar, molasses. There's some honey in there, I think. But it's like buttery toast with sugar on it.
I would say, what was that last thing I had there? This is like all the ones we had prior to this, rolled up into one, amped up to 1 million.
No doubt. All right. We got to taste it. People are going to get tired of... Yeah. That son of a bitch just punched me right in the mouth. and I liked it. That
Banana nut bread, thick, rich, dense,
two
sweet.
C's. 2 C's.
Yeah. Banana nut bread, but not the bananas, just like the cake part of it, or like a caramel cake. The not the caramel on top of there, maybe even the caramel on top of there.
Yeah, there's a cake element there.
Yeah. Brown cake, brown rich cake.
Ooh, yeah, sugar cake, like the
Like, look here, you're talking about caramel cake, banana nut bread, or even a carrot cake without the carrots. Just something where it's that dense, brown, sweet cake batter that's made delicious.
What about that finish though?
Let me come back to it. I think I've talked
It's still
past
there
it.
though.
I'm
Yeah,
still
yeah.
on there.
That's one of the better whiskeys I've had on this channel. Brown sugar, man. Damn. I can't get past nosing this thing. Sorry, guys.
The proof.
No, I'm not.
The proof. The proof carries on. That's what's really making that linger on your palate. Is the concentration of this particular bourbon. Oh, it's still there. I'm still tasting whatever that is. That's amazing.
I'm trying to imagine myself just drinking this straight from the barrel.
And
I
look
mean,
here.
we are, but like I'm trying to imagine myself. It takes me there. You know what I mean?
And it's like where you drink it and your mouth even starts to water after you drink some
sure.
of this. Oh.
Because you want more. This will make you crave whiskey.
And we literally have it in front of us, and we want more.
I know. Gotta respect this one though.
Oh yes. Now
This one could get dangerous.
you're not gonna go to this bottle and you're talking about you're gonna share this with friends. I mean, some people can have this as an everyday if you have it like that, but for the most part, you're gonna probably pour from this bottle once every 2 or 3 months, and you're definitely gonna kind of space it out because it's so hard to come by. Number one.
We went to a bottle share at a friend's house, Brad that owns Crossroads.
Yeah.
He broke this out a couple months ago. That was a night.
Good night.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. My palate only is, it's only so refined. You pick up probably more than I do. You're more experienced with this. I mean, it's all the good things that you could ever imagine in a bourbon being. The hype is definitely deserved on this bottle. I don't care what anybody says. You can call me a tater or whatever, but there's a reason for the hysteria around straight from the barrel Blantons.
Totally warranted. So I know we'll talk about going into the breakdown, but I'll talk a little bit about the availability of this bottle. So look, I think this bottle came from the Caribbean. So
Really?
There's some places in the Caribbean where you can order stuff online if you're on a cruise. You can get those sent there or something like that. This was originally out of the country when I got it 2 years ago. Now, I will tell you that as of last year, they started distributing straight from the barrel in the States. I know some stores in Memphis have had these. I do not believe these have been distributed in our state of Arkansas yet. So the price that I paid for this and what's inside the bottle, it's fantastic. But I will tell you the availability on this thing is going to be literally like allocation. You're talking about this is going to be in line with an E.H. Taylor barrel proof or even the BTAC lineup. It's going to be very hard to find, and when you do find it, there's not going to be a lot of bottles. So the availability on this thing is going to be 1, maybe. I'll put it at that.
Okay.
What's in the bottle? 9.5. 9.5. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to come back to this, and I'm going to have a caveat to that. And then the value on it, $300 for this. This is a $300 whiskey, in my humble opinion. I don't have a problem paying $300 for this bottle.
I don't either.
I've seen it in even some of my whiskey clubs for $160, $170. So that's a good price if you can get it for that.
Yeah.
But this one is one that I would pay a little bit more for. If you can buy this and back it up, I would definitely do that. I would put this, and I know that my scale is skewed a little bit. I put this as an 8.5. But with that being said, let's talk about other bottles in the BTAC lineup if you had them that I think that this is not as good as. And we're about to try one here a little bit later. I don't think this is good as a Stag Junior, a really good batch of Stag Junior. Definitely not better than store George T. Stagg. It is definitely not better than E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, in my humble opinion. Sorry,
really?
I touched the mic, but in my opinion, that's what I think about it. So, if you had a choice between those four, this will be the last one, unless you were trying to chase the vertical. But that's just where I would put that. Is this is fourth out of those, but we're also talking about somebody has the option of buying all four of those bottles. This will be one of the last ones I'll put up there.
Strong words. I like it. Yeah. Bold claim.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I'll agree with you, but I don't have the evidence to back that up. I've had all of the. Well, let me think. Yeah, I've had all those. Mm-hmm. It would. I mean, I think for me to say that would have to be like a side-by-side taste comparison. Have you ever done that?
I have done some of those.
Okay.
Actually, I think I've done all of those at one time. And yeah, this one did not finish ahead of those.
Okay.
So, and maybe that's something we do later. You know, who knows if we luck out. And I think the only thing I'm missing out of that is George T. Stagg. And if I land one of those, maybe we'll get a chance to do that. Oh, what? Is there one around somewhere? Where did that come from?
All right. You gave it a 8.5?
Yeah.
Okay, I just don't want to finish the rest. So, okay, I know you people out there watching this isn't the, okay. I'm a 9. I love this one. And I think I've had this bottle before. I owned it back in the COVID, whenever that was, 21. And it's a funny story behind it. I told him off camera, but I won't bore you with that. So, for that reason, I think alone, it kind of holds a special nostalgic place in my heart. I'll never forget the UPS guy that dropped it off. I was like sick as a dog on the floor, and you could see into my house, and he was like, "You okay? You want me to call somebody?" But anyway, I was really proud to get this bottle, and man, I just love it. Like, when you said that it finished
fourth behind those three banger bottles, those unobtainium bottles.
Okay. Okay, I respect your opinion.
We'll look here. We'll do that sometime. We'll sit down.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm a little shocked is all. I mean, I believe you. So yeah, that's where I am on this one. I think it's phenomenal. Dude, thank you so much for bringing this by.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Yeah. All right, if you don't mind, go ahead and like, subscribe, smash that bell. That's the best way to support this channel, and share the content.
And also, drink more straight from the barrel.
Absolutely.